Hello, my name is Katie Ryland. I'm a grade 9 student at Oak Bay High School as well as a part of Ms. Watson's Block 2 English class, and in my spare time I enjoy doing art and listening to music. What you're about to listen to is a collection of poems I've written about Aboriginal culture and symbolism using various poetic devices I've learned during the past few weeks, such as similes, hyperbole, and onomatopoeia. I have learned that incorporating these figures of speech can create a clearer visual for the reader as well as simply make a poem more interesting to read. I also had the opportunity to hear Starla Anderson and Alex Nelson speak about Aboriginal identity, values, culture, symbolism, and a first-hand experience at a residential school. These experiences were very eye-opening and helped tremendously with the writing of my poetry. I hope you enjoy. The earth bleeds red, just like you and I, like a wounded animal, struck by an arrow. Red is the beating heart in all of us, the blood running through our veins alike. We must not treat others this way, as if they are inferior, because red brings us together. Red is our common ground. For this free verse poem, I chose to write about the symbolism behind the color red in First Nations culture. I remembered that during Alex Nelson's presentation, he briefly talked about how the color red symbolizes how the blood that the earth bleeds and the blood that everyone bleeds is all red, and how that means that we're all the same on the inside. It really touched me that my favorite color had a meaning like this, so that's why I chose this symbol in particular. As for the theme of this poem, the theme is equality, as that's one thing the color red can stand for, that we're all the same on the inside and we all live on this earth, therefore we should be treated equally. They all gather around the man and his drum. The night is a calm ocean. The tides lay low and still. The only thing to break the silence is the steady beat of the drum. Boom, boom, boom. The rhythm is their shared heartbeat in a shared moment. And suddenly I feel calm as well. Maybe because we don't share moments like this. Maybe we should. In this lyric poem, I wanted to express my feelings on a part of Aboriginal culture and history that I admire. That's why I chose to write about the ritual of playing the drum and how this brings people together. To me, this fully embodied the emotion serenity or appreciation because I feel as if the peace you would get from connecting with a community and cherishing a moment together would stand out most, and I appreciate this part of their culture. The theme of this poem is fellowship and togetherness, that it's important to connect with people while you still can. Alex Nelson talked about this on the subject of First Nations rituals, and it really inspired me. Honesty is love. Be honest with yourself first, and then with others. We respect the trees, their branches grown from wisdom, just like each other. In my first haiku, I chose honesty as the subject. I chose this because I believe that honesty is one of the most important out of the grandfather teachings and is necessary in any type of relationship. The message of this poem is that in order to be able to give others the true honesty they deserve, you need to be honest with yourself first. In my second haiku, I chose respect as my subject for the same reason I chose honesty. Respect is such a broad term. It could refer to people, but also everything that surrounds us, and a big part of that for the Aboriginal culture is nature. This is why the theme of this poem is to respect all aspects of the earth. Calm, yet fast. Swift, like a river controlling both the wind and the sea. Its wings possess a power that we aren't born with, so we must protect what it has: water, trees, air, and soil. For my concrete poem about nature or land, I decided to choose an animal with significance to Aboriginal beliefs, so I chose the dragonfly, which represents maturity and power. The message of this poem is to take care of the planet because we could be endangering ourselves, but the smaller life we don't think about matters too. Not just because they all play important roles in our ecosystem, but because they are all unique. We could learn a thing or two about from the Aboriginal people's respect for the earth. Swiftly, the eagle flies, with its strength and power, its feathers tearing through the air, like knives. For my last poem, I decided to write a cinquain poem, which is a poem with a line of 2 syllables, then 4, 6, 8, and 2 again. The topic of my poem was an eagle, an animal with great importance to the Aboriginal culture. I wanted to embody the Aboriginal people's view in these 5 lines. The theme of this poem is power, a human-like quality that the Aboriginal people see in many animals. By associating animals with attributes normally used for humans, it in a way shows respect and sympathy, which I admire. In conclusion, I would like to thank Alex Nelson for further informing me on and opening me up to new aspects of Aboriginal life, culture, and history. I wrote many of my poems with his words in mind, and I'm grateful that I had the chance to hear him speak. I would also like to thank Starla Anderson for taking the time to come to our class and share her poetry, which also helped to inspire me, as well as Mr. McKenzie for introducing us to the Explain Everything app and for providing us with the iPads. In addition, I of course thank Ms. Watson for teaching me the key elements of well-written poetry. And finally, I would like to thank all of you for listening to my poems today. Thanks for listening.